Welcome to the Drew Yari Show.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It is pretty late. I'm usually that's usually the time I'm up at. I'm a night owl, as you guys already know. I'm Yari, by the way. You already know who I am. At the moment, it is 11:43 p.m. on a Tuesday, so we got 17 more minutes until it's Wednesday, which is when you will be hearing this show. I'm not gonna edit it, fuck it. So, how's everyone's day going so far? Mine was, personal stuff I'd rather not get into. We can talk about news. There's a lot on the docket today. We can talk about the Captain Marvel trailer, which dropped today, which you can go on my YouTube channel, which I'll put the link for. And I did a reaction video. I am back in the reaction videos game. It's a pretty big trailer. It's Marvel, so I had to do something. So depending on whatever's coming out next, I will see if I can do another reaction video. See if I have the time. Yeah, we can talk about that Captain Marvel trailer. What did everyone think of it? I thought it was good. I mean, when you kind of look at it, it was kind of vague because let's kind of compare it to Wonder Woman. People know who Wonder Woman is. So when that first trailer for Wonder Woman dropped, like 2 years ago, everyone was white hot for it because it's fucking Wonder Woman. It was a huge film. It was the first time you get to see her on the big screen in a fucking huge action film, and she's out there, dodging bullets and holding up her shield and blocking, Nazi bombs and bullets and shit. So everyone was hyped for that. This Captain Marvel trailer I thought was really good, but it was kind of vague because, granted, not everyone knows Captain Marvel all that well. I'm not gonna sit here and begin to think I'm not gonna sit here and say that I am a Captain Marvel fan. I don't know too much about her, so I'm just gonna lay it out there. It was like a 90-second trailer. Begins with her crash falling into Earth, and she lands right into a blockbuster video. So the timeline in this is, they already said it's gonna be the 90s. You hear Sam Jackson talk for a bit about, I've never met anyone like you. I was gonna retire, and then I met you. So it's Nick Fury with both eyes. And it's a Nick Fury who seems more, I guess, more optimistic, a lot more fun, less, mean and scruffy and blah, blah, blah. Clean facial hair. You see Coulson, who has, a nice head of hair. So he'll probably be in it for like a second. He'll probably have a cameo. I don't think he'll be in it that long. Who else they show you in it? They show you Jude Law's character, who's he's supposed to be Marvel, Mr. Marvel, or Mr. Marvel, whatever the hell you want to call him. The villains are going to be Skrulls. Again, I don't know too much about Skrulls. This is going to be a big deal because the Skrulls, I believe, used to be a Fox property, and now that Marvel has bought Fox, now that Marvel has bought Fox, the Skrulls are now into the MCU. So, I think this was like a pre-existing deal, because I remember Fox and Marvel, they were working out deals, sending characters to different movies, because, i.e., they sent, not Silver Surfer, Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch over to Age of Ultron, and they sent a few other characters, I believe. So I'm just looking at the history of Skrulls. Skrulls are a fictional race of shapeshifters appearing in Marvel. They've been regularly featured in several decades of Marvel Comics, usually as villains bent on invading Earth and engaged in a prolonged war with the extraterrestrial Kree. So there you go. Oh, there's some people also ask on Google, is Thanos a Kree? He is not a Kree, he is a Titan. Who owns the Skrulls? Marvel only partially owns the Skrulls. Also, for the record, we don't own the Badun either. So yeah, they have cinematic rights to the Skrulls. They just don't own, I guess, everything. But now they do, since they bought Vox. So yeah, good trailer. At the end of the trailer, she starts like powering up to where she looks like a fucking Super Saiyan. And I'm not gonna lie, I got hyped up for that. She has like this final form, which is supposed to be like fucking like nobody can stop her, not even Thanos. Let's look it up. Captain Marvel final ultimate form. What the fuck is it? It's called Binary. If any of you are listening to this, please correct me if I'm wrong. Because I probably am wrong. Again, I don't know too much about Captain Marvel. So let's look at Captain Marvel's powers. I'm just going to be on screen right for a bit. Her power is that she can absorb energy and manipulate it. So that's pretty cool. And this fucking website doesn't want to. Weaknesses, split personality. Yeah, I think they showed that in the trailer because she has no idea about her past. Marvel's already made it clear that this isn't an origin story. She already has her powers, and she came back to Earth, and she says that she, I guess, has memories of a past life that she doesn't know anything about. So, I mean, that's interesting. I guess it's like a Wolverine-esque type thing. Precognition and cosmic awareness. Interesting. Generating heat, light, and radiation. Weakness is brainwashing. I'm just going through all. I'm just going to go through the whole fucking list. Power, flight faster than the speed of sound. Interesting. Weakness, power stealing. So she copied Rogue's power. Power, survival in space. Weakness, power depletion. Power, superhuman strength and durability. Power, resistant to poison and disease. I just thought of Spy. The movie Spy with Jason Statham. He's basically playing a parody of himself. He's like, I'm immune to all poisons. I know that because I was in an undercover poison smuggling ring where I ingested 150 different poisons. Weakness, memory loss. We already talked about that. That's in the trailer. Power, teleportation, casting illusions. There's a picture. These are not the droids you're looking for. I actually have that comic, by the way. I remember that scene. Weakness, mind control. Power, controlling gravity. Interesting. Weakness, magic and magical energy. Power, superhuman stamina. Interesting. Weakness, possession. Power, superhuman reflexes and agility. Weakness, alcoholism. Oh, that's not good. Should probably go re-up that. And power, reconstituting and regenerating herself. So yeah. That was the Captain Marvel trailer in a nutshell, if I had to describe it. Good trailer, very vague. I'm pretty sure at the end of the year there's going to be another Captain Marvel trailer and an Avengers 4 trailer. We've already talked Avengers 4 to death, Devin. Speaking of new movie sets, the Joker with not Jared Leto. Not Jared Leto, Mr. Joaquin Phoenix himself. They showed set photos, and it's just him wearing a cardigan. Or not a cardigan, but I guess like a members-only jacket. Wearing some type of bag. Talking to a clown, and with a devilish Joker smile. The movie hasn't even came out yet, and he already looks like a better Joker than Jared Leto. I mean, granted, Jared has, he was in Suicide Squad for 10 minutes, but he was terrible. Joaquin Phoenix is a better actor than Jared Leto. I mean, this looks like it might be on par with, Heath Ledger's Joker. Granted, it's not going to have anything to do with Batman. Thomas Wayne will be in it. That's the only connection. So I guess at the end of the movie, that's when Batman comes out. Maybe, I don't know. Todd Phillips, a la The Hangover, will direct it. Martin Scorsese and Bradley Cooper will help produce it. So now Bradley Cooper has crossed the dark side. I mean, kind of has to since James Gunn got fired and now he might be out of a job in Marvel. Poor little Bradley. As far as the Joker movie goes, I mean, we're getting 2 Joker movies apparently, Joaquin and Jared. Don't know if I want that. I mean, if you're going to put Jared Leto's Joker in something, put him in Gotham City Sirens. Put him in the Harley Quinn movie. That'd be a lot more interesting to watch than Jared Leto being a fucking pedophile for 2 hours in a movie. No, thank you. So we covered that. What else? It was announced today. It was actually announced a while back that Disney was making their own streaming service, to rival, Netflix, and, with that streaming service, that meant they were going to be taking they're going to be taking off all the Marvel movies on Netflix, putting it on their own streaming service, and I believe they're going to be taking every other Disney movie off and putting their own streaming service, which makes sense. With this, the news came out that they are going to be making their own, Marvel shows. Netflix, they're keeping their Marvel shows since, it's a different guy running them. Kevin Feige will be running these Disney shows. I mean, we're running these Marvel shows since they will be featuring characters from the MCU. And it's announced that it will feature 2 shows, one with Scarlet Witch, starring Elizabeth Olsen, and one with Loki, starring Tom Hiddleston. I'm interested in seeing how that goes. I mean, I don't read too many comics. I just want to ask someone: is there a Scarlet Witch standalone comic, and is there a Loki standalone? I'm pretty sure there's a Loki one. I'd like to think there is, but is there a Scarlet Witch one? I know she did House of M, which I need to get my hands on that, or I'll just go and get comics.com. I'm interested in see how that goes. I would personally like to see a Doctor Strange series. And they're going to... let me go back to the other 2 shows. They're apparently going to be 8 episodes long, which I think is a good fucking idea. Yeah, Netflix, they're kind of heeding that advice. They're making their shows about 10 minutes long. They should, dial back to 8 like, Disney's trying to do. Because even in, the best Netflix series, like, Daredevil, 13 episodes is too long, and there are some episodes that I thought were just there for filler. Same thing with Punisher, same thing with Jessica Jones. they really should think about dialing it back to at least 8. 10 is fine, but dial it back to 8. That's just my personal opinion. Yeah, Disney with their streaming service. I don't know when the hell that's going to happen. Let me look it up. When is Disney streaming service coming out? New York Times. Hello. When the fuck is it gonna start? New York Times. When is it gonna start? He when it does this shit. God damn it. Stop fucking taking me back up. Still on air, I'm just trying to see when the fuck... What is it about? I don't see it. It's not telling me. Come on. This is going to debut in late 2019. So possibly next holiday. I guess that makes sense. Alright, so yeah, there's that. Again, interesting concept, giving those two a show. I would have went in a different direction, maybe give Hawkeye a show. Would have been like 10 times as fun. This is probably not going to be a popular opinion. I think Black Widow deserves her own show instead of a movie. I don't know. I think a show would be a lot better. But that's just me. Maybe have a Doctor Strange show. Seems like it'd be cool. Benedict Cumberbatch is, seems like he's not one of those actors that's just like, I will never do TV shows again. I mean, he's still doing TV. He's on that show. He's on a show called Patrick Melrose on Showtime. It looks interesting. I haven't watched it. And then he did, Sherlock. So TV is not beneath him. So yeah, there is that. What else can we talk about? I guess we can get into the main topic that I wanted to bring up, which was Hell in a Cell, which I was actually at this past Sunday, and as you've already heard, it was met with a bit of controversy. So yeah, let me just pull up these results. So Hell in a Cell was here this past Sunday in San Antonio at the AT&T Center. Let's see. All right, results. Let me just give my quick review and I'll call them a night. Alright. The pre-show match, Hell in a Cell, New Day versus Rusev Day. Aiden English and Rusev. I didn't see the end of this match. I went to go get... What the fuck did I go get? I went to go get a refill of my drink. And it didn't help that the two people... There are two families at the front of the line. So, of course, families, they have to buy a shit ton of fucking food for everybody. So, I kind of fucked myself, and I didn't see the ending. New Day defeated Rusev Day, so, again, I didn't see the ending of the match. From what I saw, Aiden English, inadvertently, cost his team the match. And I didn't see SmackDown tonight, but from what I saw, Rusev Days No More, Aiden English turn on Rusev. Didn't get a chance to see what happened, so I'll probably watch a clip of it after I get off here. So there's that. The first match on the main card is Randy Orton defeating Jeff Hardy in a Hell in a Cell match. This was Jeff Hardy's first ever Hell in a Cell match. He had promised beforehand he was going to do something that people were not going to forget. That has never been done before. I'm like, so is Jeff going to kill himself? In a newly designed Hell in a Cell, which is all red. So they basically just took the old Hell in a Cell and just gave it a paint job. Because it's hell. And hell is red. Like fire. Get it? It's funny. Anyway, the match was okay. I mean, it wasn't a terrible match. I thought it was a pretty good match. It had a good story to tell. The story that Randy has been making Jeff's life hell. He's been, at every chance he could get, beat the shit out of him and then, for some reason, stick his finger through his earlobe. Which, apparently that doesn't hurt. Apparently people in, the punk rock, piercing community, they say that actually doesn't hurt at all. Like, it doesn't feel nice, but it doesn't hurt. It doesn't, you're not in an excruciating pain like Jeff was in the match. There was a point in the match where Randy decides to, take out a toolbox, it's a screwdriver, and decides to stick it in Jeff Hardy's earlobe and twist it. It looked, watching it, it made me squirm. Like, please stop. please, Randy, no more. So, Jeff fights out of it, does a swanton to Randy, decides to take out a bunch of, two ladders, one little ladder, one tall ladder, and then a table. And you think he's going to swanton off the ladder, but he decides to climb on the cage like, you're climbing on monkey bars, in elementary school. Swings off of it, Randy moves out of the way, he lands through the table, and that's when they decide to do the whole, Jeff's hurt, he really hurt himself, which apparently he actually did hurt himself. It's been said that he apparently was coughing up blood after the event. That's what I heard. I'm not saying it's 100% true, that's just what I said I apparently heard. And Randy went for the pin because he's a piece of shit in storyline. Got the win, 1, 2, 3. They carried Jeff out on a stretcher. So that's the end of that. 24 minutes and 50 seconds. Next match on the card, Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair for the SmackDown Women's title. Becky wins. Overall, okay match. Another good story to tell. The crowd was white hot for Becky. They were booing Charlotte. They were cheering everything Becky did. In the way the match ended, I believe Charlotte went for a spear. Becky countered it into a pin. 1, 2, 3, won the match. Got a huge ovation from the crowd. Charlotte went for the handshake, and Becky just kind of told her to go fuck herself and walked out. WWE made the right decision to have Becky win, but I think it was too quick because they wanted to kind of capitalize on this heat that Becky's getting. I think it would have been a better idea to have her win at the All Women's pay-per-view that's going to be next month. But how WWE is, they like to hotshot things. So, who's to say that this will probably hurt Becky more than help her? So yeah, this is basically the night of weird finishes for matches. Next match on the card is, in my opinion, the match of the night. Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre versus Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins for the Raw Tag Team Championships. These two have been wrestling. These four have pretty much been wrestling since last month, since I think late July, and it just seems like they never miss a beat. Preferably Dolph Ziggler and Rollins. These two have great chemistry. They can go out there and have a good match. Ever since Dean Ambrose came back, he looks like he's doing okay. they're just making him the angry face guy for whatever reason. He looks like he just came out of Alcatraz, but he just looks angry all the time. And then Drew kind of seems like the odd man out. I mean, he's not doing a bad job. He's actually, I think he's doing a lot better than he did in his first stint in WWE. But he just seems like the odd man out, in my opinion. Really great match. The crowd was white hot for this match. These two they gel together. A lot of false finishes. I thought, oh, fuck, what happened? There was a finish that Rollins had, and that was a false finish. Ziggler went for a zigzag. That was a false finish. Oh man, I need to watch the match again. But yeah, crowd was white hot for this. In my head, I was thinking, whoever wins, it's going to impact the main event, the Hell in a Cell with Roman Reigns and Strowman. So, because I was thinking they're going to want Ziggler and McIntyre to win because they want to make that faction a thing, which, so I thought. So yeah, Ziggler and McIntyre win after McIntyre goes for his running kick. I don't know what the fuck it's called. What is it called? I'm going to look it up. The hell is his move called? It's not telling me what his move is called. Whatever, I'm just going to call it a running kick. Or a running double kick. So yeah, great match. My girlfriend, she was beyond pissed that Ambrose and Seth won. She wanted them to win so bad. She was so mad that I don't even think she talked for the rest of the match. Or the rest of the night. Yeah, match of the night. 24 minutes and 52 seconds. The longest match of the entire night. Again, these two teams have great chemistry. Ziggler and Rollins seem to always have great chemistry, regardless of how many times they wrestle against each other. Ambrose is starting to get his legs back. McIntyre, again, I mentioned earlier, he just seems like the odd man out. I mean, it's not that he's terrible. I just think I don't know. I just think he's maybe trying to find his footing. He's basically the bruiser, the cleanup guy, and Ziggler is the guy that goes out there and it's the mechanic. Next match on the card, AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe for the WWE Championship. Storyline going into this, because I didn't see the promo on Tuesday, but Samoa Joe reads a book where he's basically talking about, I'm going to fuck AJ's wife and take his kids. In PG form, he's telling a story, a night-night story to AJ, which I thought was pretty entertaining. Okay match, not as good as their match at SummerSlam. I thought the match was kind of slow, which is weird because it's an AJ match and it's a Joe match. And I just think the crowd was so worn out by the tag team match before that they were trying to find their place back, which they did. The match ended up being okay. It was pretty good. At the end of the match, again another weird finish. Joe goes for the Coquina Clutch. And AJ counters it into a pin. And while he's pinning Joe's, shoulders to the mat, at the same time he's apparently tapping out. So that sparks controversy in the back, him talking to Paige, who, she looks fucking good. I like her new haircut. And it's a weird kind of bipolar promo where Paige is, she's screaming at him saying, "You don't talk to me like that ever again," and blah, 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 blah. And Samoa Joe goes, "Well, there needs to be a winner." And then Paige goes, "You know what, I agree with you." It's like, what? How's there not a winner? There's been a winner for the past 2 fucking matches. Well, the last match was no disqualification. And this match was undecided. So, I don't know. The rematch will be at the big super show in Australia, which is October 6th, I believe. I believe it's October 6th. Hold on. WWE Super Showdown. I'm sorry, guys. It's been a long day. I'm tired. Yes, Saturday, October 6th in Australia. And yeah, AJ Styles and Samoa Joe no qualification match for the WWE Championship. That event is apparently going to be at 4 in the freaking morning. You're going to have to get up pretty freaking early to watch it. Yeah. Again, okay match. Not as good as their match at SummerSlam. And that match ended in disqualification, but third match, Joe's either got to win it or be a bust. Because, I don't know, like, I love AJ. I kind of want to see something new, though. At this point, I kind of want to see somebody else hold that belt. Because AJ has to be fucking, like... Yeah, he's Superman, but the guy's like, what, he's 40, 41? And he's been holding that title for almost a year. It's going to be a year in November. Because I remember he won it. He defeated Jinder, and then it was like 2 months before... Or not 2 months, but 2 weeks before Survivor Series. So yeah, if Joe doesn't win at Australia, then what was the point of this feud? Or what was the point of even making a rematch? Next match was my bathroom break match, Miz and Maurice versus Daniel Bryan, Brie Bella. As weird as it sounds to say bathroom break match because it has Daniel Bryan in it and The Miz, I just don't care about this feud anymore. Especially since you bring the wives in it. I went to the bathroom during this match. I went to get refills of our drinks. Basically, the end of this match was... What's it called? Brie goes after Maurice and she somehow schoolboys her into a pin. So I'm just like... I don't even know what the hell I watched. I don't know what the point of the match was. Why is Maurice afraid of Brie Bella? I don't understand that. Maurice is taller than Brie Bella. And Maurice was a former Divas champion. So was Brie, but it's like... In reality, why should Maurice be afraid of Brie Bella? Because there was a point where Daniel Bryan tagged in his wife. And then Brie comes in and Maurice is afraid to get into the ring. It's like, why are you afraid to get in the ring? You're taller than her. You can beat the shit out of her. Why should you be afraid of her? Why am I supposed to believe that you should be afraid of her? So, I don't know. I hope this feud ends. The talk is that they want to have a match at Mania. You know, maybe not stretch it out, but to have Miz be like, I'm done with Daniel Bryan. I don't need to face him anymore. Give somebody else a chance. And then maybe have Miz win the title, which he should. Miz has been working his ass off. If anyone's going to take the title off of AJ, it should be Miz. And have Daniel Bryan win the Royal Rumble. And then face the Miz at Mania, and Daniel Bryan wins it. You know, has that yes movement, or Yes-O-Mania moment again, maybe. So, yeah, this, to me, was the match I had no interest in. It was a bad match after what I saw when I came back. Next match on the card, a match I was really surprised went as long as it did. Ronda Rousey versus Alexa Bliss for the Raw Women's Championship, 12 minutes and 2 seconds. There was no reason why this match should have been this long. It should have been at least 3 or 4 minutes. Like, you knew it was going to be Alexa. They wanted to make Alexa look strong. But why? You knew Alexa wasn't going to win. This match should have been 4 minutes. That's really just about it. I guess they wanted to hype it up because it's like, Alexa has her friends. She has 2 of her friends, and Ronda has Charlotte. And now her friends are going to screw out Ronda and blah, 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 blah. So, I mean, it wasn't a bad match, but it shouldn't have been this long. Ronda won to nobody's surprise. I think the reason why it was so long because it took Ronda 3 minutes to pull up her horrible wrestling attire. They need to get Ronda better wrestling attire. I mean, granted, I guess that's how she dressed when she was in UFC, but this isn't UFC because you know almost seemed like she was this close to Flash in the crowd. That's how tight and uncomfortable her tank top looked. Anyways, main event time. Roman Reigns, Braun Strowman, Hell in a Cell match with Mick Foley as the special referee. This match was 24 minutes and 10 seconds, and it was 10. And I think it was. It seemed like at least 10 or 12 minutes of wrestling. Because what happened was Roman Reigns spears Braun through a table. They basically just fall asleep for like the rest of the fucking match. Because McIntyre and Ziggler come out and try and help out Braun, and then that's when the rest of the Shield guys come out, and then they fight, and they get on top of the cage. And Ziggler's trying to calm down, then Seth climbs down, and they both fall off the cell through a table at the same time, and then that's when Brock Lesnar comes out, which I don't think anyone saw coming. I read earlier in the day that Brock was actually backstage, and I'm like, oh god, he's going to interfere somehow, I can already tell. He comes out, he looks a lot lighter, I'll give him that. He has a beard. He comes out, he breaks down the door. Mick Foley comes out and tries to talk to Paul. Paul sprays him with mace. And then Brock comes out and proceeds to beat the shit out of both men with a part of a table. F5s them both, leaves the ring. And then they stop the match. Isn't a Hell in a Cell match supposed to be no disqualification? So you're making a no disqualification? You're calling a TKO for a no disqualification? Really? It's supposed to be the most barbaric structure in sports entertainment. And you have it end in no contest. What was the point of this match? What was the point of adding Mick Foley into it? He was basically just a cardboard cutout. He botched a pin. He botched what was supposed to be a 3 count. It was a 3 count for Braun. So there was no reason to have Mick Foley in this match at all. There was no point to have this match if you were just going to end it the way it did. If this is the story you wanted to tell, then you should have given the Hell in a Cell match to AJ and Samoa Joe. And just have a 3-on-3 tag match. And then have Brock come out and just fuck everybody up. So, I don't know. I don't know why they decided to go with this story. Build up this match and have it end in no contest. To which the entire arena started chanting, this is bullshit. And deservedly so. Like, why? Never have the main event of your show, especially a match that you're building up, end in no contest. So, and I mean, I put that on Twitter. Why does WWE insist on having a no contest in their main event? And there's Trez, Trez from Dark Chronicles. She commented saying it's just another way to keep the title on Roman, which I guess makes sense. But you basically just shit in Braun's mouth. You're trying to get this faction over where they're out there pretty much raping the Shield. And then you pretty much just made them look like a bunch of dipshits. And supposedly, the rumor is that in TLC, which is going to be in December, that the main event's going to be the Shield versus Braun's team of what's it called? Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre. So I'm assuming that's a TLC match. So I mean that'll be a fun match for those guys. They obviously want to stretch out this feud as much as they possibly can. They'll probably do something in Survivor Series too. So yeah, overall, Hell in a Cell was a huge letdown. I mean the whole pay-per-view leading up to the main event was actually pretty good. It was passable. Best match of the night, I would say the Raw Tag Team title match, Ziggler and McIntyre versus Dean Ambrose and Seth. It was very fast-paced, good storytelling, false finishes, everything you want a match to be. Jeff and Randy, I think, had a pretty good match. The worst match of the night, it's a toss-up between the mixed tag team match and the main event. I I mean, the main event was barely even wrestling. It was just 10 minutes of wrestling, and the majority of it was just outside shenanigans. So, I mean, there you go. I guess. Yeah. Hell in a Cell. I'll give it a 7. I'll be nice and give it a 7. So the next pay-per-view event on docket is going to be that Australian pay-per-view. October 6th in Melbourne, Victoria, Australia, at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. Both Raw and SmackDown. I'll read off the matches that they have so far. Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair for the SmackDown Women's Championship. I'm just mixing up my words. Asuka and Naomi versus the Iconics. Why is this match even on the card? The New Day defending their tag team titles against Cesaro and Sheamus. The Bar. So, Cedric Alexander versus Buddy Murphy for the Cruiserweight Championship. Buddy Murphy is a local, and I believe he's with Alexa Bliss, if I'm not mistaken. He's from Australia, but I think he lives in San Antonio. Yeah, he's engaged to Alexa Bliss. So, lucky him. He's the single most hated man on the face of the earth. I'm playing. I don't know too much about him. AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe, no disqualification match. Again, Samoa Joe kind of has to win this. If not, then there's really no point in doing anything. There's really no point in trying to build him up as a main event guy anymore. The Bella Twins and Ronda Rousey versus the Riot Squad. Meh. Yeah, that's just it. Meh. The Shield versus Braun Strowman and Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre. Isn't that already going to happen in TLC? Why are you going to have it now? Daniel Bryan versus The Miz. A singles match to determine the number one contender for the WWE Championship. Oh, there's my answer. Between these two, give it to The Miz. The Miz has had the better year. The Miz is on top of his game. But then again, you want to please that internet community and have Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles, or have it be a triple threat with Daniel Bryan and The Miz versus AJ Styles. That sounds like a better idea. That's money right there. Bobby Lashley and John Cena versus Elias and Kevin Owens. I like that segment on Monday where, Leo Rush comes out to talk shit to Elias, and I goes, wait, whose kid is this? And then Kevin Owens comes out and tries to beat the shit out of Leo Rush. So, I like that segment. John Cena with a full head of hair. The main event will be the last... I can't do a Triple H voice. I'm just gonna... It's murder on my voice. The last match ever. Triple H with Shawn Michaels in his corner versus The Undertaker with Kane in his corner. The last time you'll see these two wrestle ever until the next event. Because there's going to be that Saudi Arabian, pay-per-view event, which we can talk about that in a bit. Where is it? Yeah, WWE Crown Jewel. But yeah, the last match ever. Supposedly it isn't, because the talk is that they want to bring back Shawn Michaels for that and have it be kind of a DX reunion versus the Brothers of Destruction. So yeah, it's not the last match ever. I mean, it'll be the last singles match between those two ever, but it won't be the last match ever. And to kind of end the show, we can, I guess, talk a little bit about this Crown Jewel. It's going to be, I guess, their version of a World Cup, which that kind of sparks my interest. And the only match so far announced for it is the triple threat match for the Universal Championship: Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman versus Brock Lesnar. Yeah, that's the only match that's announced so far. I guess there's obviously going to be more matches announced. It's going to be November 2nd. I find it funny that it's a week after the women's pay-per-view. Which, that's That's the only pay-per-view is going to be next month. October 20th, you're doing New York Nassau Veterans Coliseum, which, if you ask, according to Kev Castle, that's not a very good arena to have pay-per-views. So, I might be wrong. Don't quote me on that. The only matches for that are 2018 Mae Young Classic Tournament Final Match, Io Shirai versus Toni Storm, Alexa Bliss versus Trish Stratus, which Alexa Bliss actually got hurt. She had to get pulled from the Mixed Match Challenge, so I don't even know if that match is going to happen anymore. And then Lita versus Mickie James. And then, 4 more matches, depending on who's ever, available. The talk is that it will be Ronda Rousey versus Nikki Bella to end the show, which... they'll probably have a better match together than her and Alexa Bliss. They're going to want to make Nikki look formidable against Ronda. Ugh. But, yeah. So, yeah, that's pretty much everything I have to talk about tonight. I'll see if I can get Devin on, or someone on the show next week. Probably Devin. This Thursday, it will be the debut show of my show on EIS, EIS, where I'll be reviewing Castle Rock. I have my notes, so I am prepared. So, listen to that when it drops. Other than that, I thank you guys for listening to the show. I thank you guys for subscribing to the show. If you guys are listening to me on iTunes, please be sure to leave a review and a rating if you like what you hear. I'm on Spreaker, so make sure to give me a follow and do the same as I mentioned with iTunes. I'm also available on Google Play, Spotify, Podbean, CastBox, iHeartRadio, and Stitcher. So yeah, I will be back at the same time next week, which is, I'll be recording every Tuesday and you'll hear the show on Wednesday. So yeah, I thank you all for listening, and